Hi everyone, this is Keith Robinson, Executive Vice President with Better Homes and Gardens, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the psychology around making sure in a multiple offer situation your offer stands out. It's so important as the market has shifted and as there's fewer inventory and less inventory and buyer demand is still really high. Now we're seeing multiple offers again. We've been seeing it for a couple of months now where there's 3, 4, 5, 13, even I've heard stories about 35 offers on a property. So you really have to think about how can you make your offer stand out. I'm just going to fire off some tips and tricks and ideas. And the first thing I want you to understand is you've got to think about this offer process as a job interview. And if you were putting together your resume, how important is your resume when you're going on a job interview? It matters. So make sure when you're writing and crafting your offer that you're using win forms and not handwriting it. Make sure it's very clear. You want to eliminate any mystery as much as possible. Before you even write it, you need to make sure you call the listing agent and find out from the listing agent what's important to the seller, because what you think is important may not be what's important. You need to shorten your contingencies as much as possible, but as much as your client also feels comfortable. So you want to be aggressive, but you also have to make sure that you're aggressive in a way that feels good for your buyer. You may want to have your lender follow up to the listing agent with a phone call and tell them all about the buyer and how pre-approved they are, and that the lender feels confident that they can close on time. You may want to do a letter from your buyer to the seller, making it a little more human and not just a pile of numbers and a pile of dates and statistics. You want to humanize your buyer as much as you can and make them a human being. What matters the most is that you think about every time you present an offer, it's a job interview. And on the other side of that job interview is thousands of dollars for you. So approach it that way. Make sure you're doing everything you can every time you present an offer to provide as much value and to be as professional as you can and to dazzle the listing agent with how great you are. Because if they have a dazzling experience of you in the offer writing and submission process, then they're going to assume they'll have the same kind of experience with you in escrow. And they will want to pick your offer over the competition's. The more you win, the more you make. So treat every time you're presenting an offer for one of your buyers like a job interview.